What's up, big guy?
Brother Promo.
What you having there?
Just a little, little soda and something.
Okay.
What?
You like
Nice
that?
hat, dude.
You
That's
like
sick.
that, man? Yeah.
Texaswood.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna get you one.
You didn't give me one?
Well, it's a prototype, It's a little expensive ordering it custom made, the first one, but I promise I will get you one, man.
That makes sense.
All right,
That makes
yeah.
sense.
Hey guys, I got the first guest warmed up out there. I need you in about 10
Producer
minutes.
Patrick's got an expensive prototype, man. Why does he get a hat?
Whoa, time out,
Dude, how
time
can
out. I was on the phone with him when I was on the computer making the order and doing the little design. And I said, yeah, I'll go ahead and get you a hat. And I got you, bro. I said, I got you. I got you.
What's up, guys?
Hey, I made it in.
Baby brother Rick.
yeah.
What's up?
Hey, man, glad to see you.
What the? Brother Rick got him a hat too? I didn't get a hat. He got a hat?
You're the one that's always saying, take care of Brother Rick.
What?
We'll talk to you.
All right.
I'll take care of you, bro.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, Renee.
Renee Nelson got a Texaswood hat and I didn't.
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
I'm Big Bob.
What happens when you take a true Texan and send him to Hollywood to make his mark in the limelight? We're about to find out, because a Texas boy can't stay gone long. This is the podcast where two totally different worlds collide. Welcome to Texaswood, where two entertaining fellow Texans, Randal Reeder and Bryan Promo Miller, get together with friends and surprise guests as often as possible to cuss and discuss. You'll experience the world from their Hollywood, yet very Texan point of view. Hollywood and Texas. If you ain't been to neither, then you gotta tune in. And if you've been to both, well, you may understand. It's time for Texaswood.
By the way I'm living, drinking, sinning, cheating women and getting stoned. Some might say I'm a bad seed that never should have been sown. Well, it's my life, my way, breaking the rules that I make it now. Live it till the day I die. It's my drum, my beat that carries the boots on my feet. And I may not walk the straightest line, but it's my life. Like an outlaw, I've been in bar brawls I should have walked away from. I've had broken bones, I got scars to show, like notches on the butt of a gun. And it ain't nothing but
At Texaswood,
With Wes Hayden.
dude.
What's up, guys?
Now,
Thanks for having me, man.
we haven't had you yet, but give us a minute.
No, okay. I
So-
better get ready then.
I want to jump into something. I read something. You got a fox.
You read something?
Well, okay, somebody read something
Okay,
to me
That makes more sense.
that you got a Fox Award for being America's favorite bad boy.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I did. Actually, Kim
It-
Kardashian said here and Paris Hilton said here, and it was by no means the highlight of my life.
Yeah.
I had a lot of wine, though. It was pretty
Yeah.
good. Drank a lot of wine.
So I was telling somebody that you were going to be on the show who's a big fan of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and
Right on.
everything, which, and she goes, oh my God, he was such a jerk.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you
Who
know,
was a jerk?
he was a jerk.
You were a jerk?
Well, you know, that was part of the deal is, you know, when you go on these shows, you're cast for a certain thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, you
Sure.
do TV, so you know. So I would tell people all the time. Oddly enough, me and Jillian, the girl, are still super close. You know, she's
Okay.
up in Canada, and I made so many great friends. But you know, once you see coming out of that little black box,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
people still believe wrestling's real.
Yeah. It's,
Whoa,
so
whoa,
it's
whoa,
not-
whoa!
it's
You
not
will not
really real.
besmirch the name of Randal Reeder in this house.
I know, Randall. But you know what I mean.
Oh,
Like when I was a kid, I
No,
thought
you know, it's
Hacksaw
kinda
Jim Duggan
funny.
was really.
No, people ask me, you know, it's like, hey man, is wrestling real? I'm like,
Really?
you're joking, right? Like, come on.
I mean,
man.
it's real in the fact that you're physical.
Yeah.
But it's
Well,
not real in the
we
fact
really
that
get hurt.
absolutely you get hurt. But it's not like
no.
you're going and you hate each other and you've
it's
got
a-
like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's TV. It's
Yeah,
showmanship.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the show
the
was.
general rule is there's nothing real about reality television.
No, there's really not.
Yeah.
Very,
it's-
very little.
Very
you know,
little,
yeah.
or as we call it, unscripted, but
It's heavily produced.
yeah,
It's
Heavily
unscripted,
produced.
but
it's a lot
you're
like
led.
it's a
You're-
lot
Yeah.
it's a lot like professional wrestling where they say, okay, this is what's going to happen. Make that
Well,
happen.
tell us about it. I mean, tell us about like what was that experience like, man? I mean, that's
So,
cool.
man, it was, you know, I'm not to sit here and preach all the time, even though I am a preacher by trade sometimes. It depends on the
told you
day
he's
and the
one of
hour.
us.
I know.
But anyway, so like, you know, Romans 28:8, I believe, or 8:28 says, all things work together for the good, right?
Right.
So when my sister signed me up for the show, I was younger at the time, but I was living in Austin, and I had no idea she had signed me up for it. So they called me on the phone, and she did it online, and they said, "Hey, we love you. We'd like to have you on the show." And I was like, "I don't watch The Bachelor, and didn't sign up."
Right.
So she said, "No, we got your application. They signed you up, and we'd love to have you." So they flew me out, and I was like, "You know what? I was, you know, a musician back then, and I was just really playing in Texas. I was like, maybe I can sell some records and get some national
Right.
recognition."
Sure.
And and oddly enough, I did the show, and I had no idea I was being cast as the villain. I was that guy from East Texas that liked to drink beer and whiskey. And when
Right.
he drinks beer and whiskey, he gets loud and he talks a lot of noise, but it's all
Sure.
it's like with your boys.
Right.
And so, you know, the looser I got, the more they were like, "Yeah, that's great. Just keep doing what you're doing." And I'm like, "Oh, well," because everybody was loose. Yeah, so I mean, and then, you know, when I got the edit, it almost destroyed me, man. I mean, it was the most, New York Times had me as the most hated man in America. I mean, I was in every magazine spread you could think about, on the covers, inside, there was like, you know, this guy, he was awful, what he did to this girl, and I'm sitting there going, dude, but I swear to God, that's not how it went down.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's so much editing that goes on into
Franken-cuts.
it. There's so much,
Franken
man.
cuts and Franken edits.
Yeah, oh,
they actually
yeah.
call it that.
Like, I'll
They'll
be
take
talking-
something from here and put
yeah.
it in another conversation.
Sort of like
absolutely.
mainstream media.
Well, they'll be having the camera on you and you're talking, and then they take the camera off you can't see you, and they're putting in stuff that you had said way back in the day.
Right,
Or
right.
I remember going there after the show was almost over, and we were flying to Spain to see if we were going to marry her, and they made you come in for 2 solid days, 8 hours a day, sitting in the same clothes you were wearing on certain days,
Right.
and then just they were asking you questions. You know how they do it. They
Right.
splice these in and out,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
so, man, long story short, man, I get super famous real fast. And next thing you know, I'm partying in the Hollywood and with all these celebrities, and Britney Spears is a fan of mine, and everybody knows me, and I was drinking more, I was drugging more, I was screwing more. I mean, I was just in all of it.
Right.
You know, I was so totally wrapped up in it. And
So
it
you
just-
got into carpentry then?
Yeah, I was definitely a carpenter.
Okay.
But man, and long story short, I burned all my bridges and became homeless for about 5 years. Lived out of
Wow.
my truck, that same truck sitting out there, and had more of a spiritual awakening, I guess you could say, about 4 or 5 years ago at that time, and just turned my life around.
Right.
And they've asked me to do more shows for them. I got nothing for them. You know, I
Right.
don't desire to have any of that.
You were grounded in faith though
I was.
before all this
Absolutely.
happened,
Absolutely. Well, you got to use
and
the
you
word
kind
grounded
of got
loosely.
away from it.
You got to use the word grounded loosely. I mean,
Yeah.
I was raised in the church, grew up playing the drums in the church. I got a degree in biblical studies. I went to Bible school. I worked for ministries. I traveled all over the world doing it. But, you know, and I know this isn't what the show's for, but there's a difference in saying a prayer, you know, and this so-called sinner's prayer that's not even in the Bible. It's something we made up.
Right.
And somebody who actually is a follower of
Sure.
Christ.
Right.
There's a big difference.
Right. Absolutely.
And to me, a born again experience is what happens over time. It's not real fast. It's a slow
Well, even
progression.
Paul talks about that you work out your salvation
That's
with
right,
fear
yeah.
and trembling.
That's right, that's
so,
right, yeah.
absolutely.
And the word fear and trembling in that, if you read in the Greek, it means an awesome wonder.
Yeah.
And an awesome wonder. So there's really no
Right.
condemnation in anything you do. It just
Sure.
sort of falls off over time when you get serious. And
Yeah,
then you're just walking
absolutely.
this life in this path. All of a sudden you're like, whoa. My mom's like, who are you? I don't even know this guy.
Right.
Your friends are like, who are you? But there's a major change that happens, and Hollywood is in music industry in Hollywood are very, very dangerous places to be.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it's dangerous places
Yeah.
to play.
dangerous places to play, to act. I mean, when you're in that environment, I mean, it literally brings out that serpent in you. You know?
Well, yeah, it's just something it totally feeds the ego.
All of it, yeah.
Either business, you have to learn so much about yourself, really, to even to be able to dig that stuff up or to play that role or whatever. And the danger about that is you spend so much time on yourself that you can easily the collateral damage is self-centeredness, selfish, self-serving, all that.
I mean, it is me.
Yeah.
It's all about me, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but the good part of that was 5 years ago, actually 3 years ago, I was living out of my truck. And today I'm rich and successful and happy, and all I did was change everything in my mind.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Henry Ford
And your
said-
heart.
Well, but see, when you study in this, because I'm fluent in Greek and Hebrew, so when you study the heart, anytime the Bible talks about the heart,
Right.
it's the subconscious of man.
Right.
When you study mysticism, you understand that love the Lord thy God with all your spirit, soul, and mind.
Right.
That's
Sure.
the three-part being: your conscious, your superconscious, and your subconscious.
Right.
So everything is really in the mind.
Sure.
Put on the mind of Christ.
Yeah.
So when I started changing Romans 12:1 and 2, be not conformed to this world, but rather be transformed into a new person by
Right.
changing the way you think. It's
Yeah.
all psychological. And when I learned that the Bible is not necessarily a book on theology, it is psychology.
Yeah.
That happened to me, my life changed.
Right.
And here I am now, and I'm having a good conversation with you guys, and
Dude, I love it.
hanging it
That's
out.
amazing, man.
Yeah.
This stuff, man. We gonna be buddies.
Yeah, oh yeah,
we gonna
yeah,
stay
yeah.
in touch
By the
and
way-
talk about stuff.
We never lose anybody.
Yeah.
We keep everybody, once they become part of us.
Sure.
Yeah.
We keep them for life,
Yeah, it's
like
family.
luggage.
You have to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's
So tell us about, man. That's incredible, and
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're gonna jam on that for years to come. I
Amen to that.
guarantee you. You just dropped some stuff that's got me all excited. But so tell me about the music. Tell me about
Right.
where you at with because you're back with the music career. Right?
Yeah, man, it's I'm kind of in a limbo right now. So, I was on the road with Joe Nichols and Gary Allen, and we were playing all the time and at the height of my kind of thing, and I was doing it all independent, had deals with Sony and BMG, but I was doing it all independent, and just with a big old fat head. Well, anyway, lost everything. And then when Hurricane Harvey hit, I was in Orlando, Florida. And I was like, man, I saw what was going on here, and this is where I'm from.
Right.
I was like, man, I need to get home and start helping these people. So I came home, and growing up in Huntsville, Texas, we know how to build things early on.
Right.
So being a musician, I was always working construction too, because those are jobs I don't have to work on the weekends.
Right.
So I learned how to build. So I came home and started rebuilding houses for
Right.
people for literally hardly nothing,
Wow.
just to serve. And that's when I was still homeless, but I was just being a servant. And every time I could find a place to serve, I would do it. And I would
Right.
give, and I would do it. Man, the next thing you know, dude, it's just money's flying at me from all angles. I meet
Wow.
all the right trades. Now I got one of the biggest businesses building houses in
Right.
Conroe, from Huntsville to Shenandoah, and I'm all word of mouth.
Right.
And so
That's amazing.
I was getting back into music, thinking, well, now I'm not a complete drunk anymore, and I've learned how to harness my thing.
Right.
And then we're doing it. We pushed a couple singles. I'm playing at the place called the Broken Spoke in Austin quite a bit in the Copeland Inn and Dance Hall.
know
Heard
it
of that
well.
place.
Yeah, Broken Spoke, Copeland Inn.
Yeah.
Doing some other things, but finally have a new team. We had a Nashville and some promoters here and people that want to really push me into full time. But I'm really struggling, wondering if this is really what I want. Because
Right.
it's at my age, it's like
Well,
You know?
a couple of weeks ago we had Sundance Head on the
Yeah.
phone. On the phone? On the
On the
show.
show.
And he didn't even have his first band till he was 33.
Wow. Yeah.
And he won The Voice and recorded his first major album at the age of 40.
Yeah.
And so it's not your timing, it's God's timing.
Absolutely.
And so you don't get to choose.
Yeah.
So just I would tell you something. If this was a choice, he'd have never chose me.
Right. Right. I tell you,
We've been friends for more than a decade.
Yeah.
We met. I was doing radio, and it was a not a family friendly radio program I was doing, and a mutual friend of ours that's still in radio got us together, and we spent a few days together in one of the most raucous atmospheres you could have possibly imagine.
Sure.
And by the end of those 3 days, he and I were like, both of us just knew that we were going to be working together.
Yeah.
And it took 10 years, but you know what? And we didn't force it.
Yeah.
We tried a couple little things here and there.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, and when it broke, it broke. I mean, we started doing the Texaswood video podcast and Save Savage Ministries at the same time.
Wow.
Went from, doing nothing
Which is
together
kind
to
of
where,
awesome, because what's more Texaswood than you?
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean,
And then Save Savage.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have to come out
man.
and get you out
Yeah.
speaking at Save Savage
Come
and
on,
all
dude.
that,
We
man.
And play
we can
it.
do
Super cool.
Absolutely.
He
Yeah.
told me, I said, you know any gospel? He said, do I know gospel?
yeah, I mean, I was on the praise and worship team for years, but I tell you the major difference between me now and then was I don't desire the fame and the money and the fortune
Right.
anymore. There was a
Yeah.
time that I did.
Sure.
And being an actor, I mean, when I was in my heyday, I would go into places and security would have to get me out the back door because the women were going crazy.
Right.
And the dudes wanted to hang with me thinking they were going to get some residual women.
Right.
Right? So it was just everybody.
Or
And
they wanted to knock you out, so they were the one that knocked you out.
I did get my jaw broke at a place called Moe's in Katy. I was talking to
I
a
know
girl.
that place well.
I used to play there. I was talking to a girl there. She was asking me about a girl named Gia that I was dating from the bachelor pad. I never saw it coming. Some old boy just hit me on this side, broke my jaw, wired shut for 6 weeks. Some of them places are rough.
Yeah, man.
Especially
You're right
when-
there. You're right.
you
But
walk
he didn't knock me out. I
There
turned around
you
and
go.
crushed him with my beer bottle.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about. That's savage
In
right
Jesus'
there.
name.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna bless you with this fivefold ministry,
Yeah.
eh?
Right, yeah.
Well, Jesus told his disciples, if you don't have a sword, sell whatever you have to sell and
Yeah.
get a sword.
I
Yeah.
don't know if that meant if you
I don't know
don't
if that
have
meant-
a beer bottle, go get a beer bottle. But hey, it works.
If
for
you
me.
don't have a sword, use a beer bottle.
Beer bottle's empty and you need a refill.
That's it.
There's
That's
always
it.
that. Who knows?
Well, man, where are you playing these days? I mean, you talking about are you regular there at the Broken
Yeah, I'm a
Spoke
regular
and
at
all
the
that?
Spoke. We do one night a month there. I'll be there April 24th.
Okay.
Of course, Copeland and
We can't go.
April, we are double triple booked on April 24th.
Yeah, the lady that books the Copeland, the owner, she's got a place in Wimberley called, I think it's called, what's the name of that bar? It's this legendary place. I'm trying to get her to let me in there.
In Wimberley.
The Devil's Backbone Tavern.
Okay.
You ever heard of the
know-
Devil's Backbone Tavern?
Have I heard of it? I actually know the people that own it.
Yeah.
My dad's best friend has got a place in Fisher, right on the other, sandwiched between the Backbone and Blanco.
Sure.
And he's got hundreds of acres overlooking Canyon Lake, and that's where we always go.
Dude, that place is...
It's cool.
Have you heard the song, The Ballad of the Devil's Backbone Tavern? It's a
I
great
don't know
song.
if I have.
It's an old folky song, but we're playing. We're just letting things open up. Things are just now starting
it's
to
just
reopen.
starting to open up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I'm working, being a servant, got tons of work going on, and then we're just, gigging here and there on the weekends.
Yeah.
But about to release another single called This Old House.
Yeah.
People can get on Spotify or Amazon or any of those platforms and look
Right.
up Wes Hayden. Check out the
Absolutely.
new
Yeah.
record.
Well,
Man,
we'll definitely help
we're-
you promote
absolutely.
Yeah.
And anytime, man, if we're in Austin, we got to catch up and
Sure.
hang out and
Heck
have you on the
yeah.
show.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
man.
Texaswood, so it ain't just Houston wood. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
We're starting to
Yeah.
branch out. Thanks for coming out
Yeah,
here.
thanks for having me.
We big fans
Thank you,
and
thank you.
and really love your heart too. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's
all
the
that
cool
matters.
thing, and all the tattoos. You know, a good tattoos, a good heart. You know, I love that stuff,
Thank you,
man.
man.
And you know, Lone Star Fertilizer hat. You
Lone
know,
Star
that's,
feed.
that's
you know.
it.
Got to
That's
represent
it.
Huntsville.
I love it. Very cool,
right.
man.
Thanks.
Well, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me,
And
guys.
thank y'all for tuning in to Texas Wood. And we'll see y'all next time.
Adios.
Love y'all.
Well, folks, that's it for now. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with all the happenings in Texas Wood. God bless and see you next time.
Man, would you like a Texas Wood hat? I've got a whole truckload. I'm giving them away.
Okay, thanks.
All right, sure. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks for coming.